the concept of coherent light or laser goes back to the early 1960s when a scientist named Townsend was the one who was given the credit for first developing so-called laser technology. And this kind of goes back to the passions developed during my education years, because I was studying lasers when I was in the third grade. And I could tell you then that laser stood for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. Fundamentally, what that phrase means is a system that creates waves of light that are very cohesive and coherent, so that the waves are of the same wavelength, so they can line up one on top of another, and this beautiful alignment of waves that are of the same length, that line up peak to peak and valley to valley, creates this amazing amplified wave that has the principles of coherence. For example, if you hold a flashlight up against the wall and pull it away, the area of light gets wider very quickly. Whereas if you point a laser at a wall and pull away, there's virtually no change in the diameter, which is a principle of coherent light. So we start with laser technology or coherent light, and then we have an invention, which is something that can be described simply, but is an incredibly sophisticated process, which is giving each wave its own, in a sense, address and pathway, such that we can convert the laser waves that are all lined up one on top of another into pairs, where the pairs have one wave that is the normal phase and another wave that is exactly counter to it. So instead of peaks lining up with peaks and valleys with valleys, it's exactly opposite. And then something very magical and interesting happens. It's two visible waves of light in and, in essence, invisible light out. And the most fascinating aspect of creating that waveform relationship, that is, two visible waves that are exactly out of phase, that in essence results in no detectable light, because we've in essence created a cancellation of the electric and magnetic fields by summing them to zero, that can also be represented as two waves in phase going in opposite directions. And even according to conventional physics, the wave going to the right is not only going forward in space, it's going forward in time. And the wave going backwards is not only going backwards in space, it is going backwards in time. We've actually created a waveform that is intrinsic to its wave attributes is time reversal. So that's a phenomenon that, of course, occurs at the quantum level. And we applied this particular waveform in an experiment to human cells with HIV infection. And there was a type of tuning of the system to the particular, you would call them, frequency characteristics of the virus. I won't go into any more technical detail than that. But taking this special waveform that was then frequency attuned and aligned to the chemical characteristics, the vibration characteristics of the chemistry and structure of the virus, that we took cells infected with HIV, human cells, in a laboratory setting, exposed them to this unique form of laser illumination, and with just 15 minutes of treatment, those cells, 1 week later, essentially reversed in appearance from the sick state of being infected to looking nearly normal. And then we were able to adjust the frequency relationships. Initially, we got approximately an 80% inhibition of the actual production of virus. And with certain waveforms, we could literally inhibit the virus to low detectability using no chemistry, no drugs, not in a sense even nutrition. In this case, pure quantum information was able to neutralize the process of the cells making virus.